Hello, my name is Emmanuel and this is just the basics. So usually I do live info sessions. I have had a few requests, however, during those live info sessions, or for those who couldn't make it to the info sessions, to make them into videos, and I've done shorter video series. But in this one, I'm going to go over one of my older info sessions with a few updates, and hopefully you'll find it useful. Welcome to Chapter 6. This chapter is actually a little bit of a special chapter. It's designed for people who have worked or lived in the U.S. for an extended period of time. So U.S. persons, that means U.S. citizens, former U.S. Residents, non-resident aliens, green card holders, those who have expired green cards but haven't denounced the green card, etc., etc. This chapter is a bit more for you than it is for the general expat. If you missed the first 6 chapters, then go back and watch them. I've covered taxes, mandatory insurance, and if you're paying too much for it, mortgages, the first, second, third pillar, all that good stuff, all that good boring stuff that we have to know in order to not spend too much money on things. So we have more money for things like food. I love eating. If you are a U.S. person who is still paying taxes in the U.S., then you are aware of something called FEIE, which is Foreign Earned Income Exclusion. This is basically a threshold that if you make below this amount, then you only have to file in the U.S. You won't have to pay taxes. You still have to file. You still have to put in the paperwork. Some people think they don't have to put in paperwork. You still have to put in the paperwork. The exclusion is about $102,000, forgive me. With certain tax deductions, you can get that up to like 109, 110. And then after that, you have to pay taxes on that money. 2 key things that you need to worry about if you're a U.S. person who still has tax liability in the U.S. One is that any tax relief that you receive here will result in the loss of tax credits that you will receive in the U.S. So any benefits from Switzerland in terms of tax relief will take away tax credits in the U.S. And on top of that, understand that the Swiss pension system isn't recognized in the U.S., so they see that the additional amount of money that your employer is putting into a pension for you as additional income. So just a heads up for that. So what does that mean for Swiss taxation? Well, if you were a person who lives in Switzerland and you're planning on staying in Switzerland for an extended period of time. So I said in the previous video, if you want to get a 3A, then if you're here for 5 or less years, get a bank 3A. If you're here for 6 or more, then get an insurance 3A for US persons. Here's the problem. If you have a 3A and a traditional 3A, they don't give you a whole lot of interest. The main benefit of a bank 3A is the tax deduction that you can take off. However, because it is earning you little interest and it gives you a tax deduction, that does not make it a great option for you as a US person. Because if you have a 3A, that means you lose tax credits on the other side in the US, which means that you'll end up just paying more taxes in the US than the benefit of the tax deduction that you got here in Switzerland. How do you combat that? Well, that means that you need to find a 3A that gets you approximately 3.5%, 4% in interest in order to offset the tax credits that you would lose in the US. Remember, that bit is very, very general. In order for more specific definitions, then I would just have to know your situation. So this is generally speaking. If you want to know or ask specific questions, please contact me or some other professional financial advisor. Another thing that you may want to think about is starting an IRA account or rolling over your 401k into an IRA account. That can prove to be difficult here. That's actually one of the things that I'm setting up for my firm, is the ability to roll over 401ks and to open IRA accounts for US persons. You can, while living abroad, still contribute to an IRA and receive tax deductions in the US so long as you're above the FEIE. In terms of income that you're earning here, you can take the portion that you're earning above that exclusion and contribute part of that to your IRA and receive tax deductions on your US taxes. There are not very many options for US persons. There are a few floating out there. many more than when FATCA first came out while I was living in Switzerland. It was a nightmare, believe me. But there are investment options, there are tax deduction options, tax deductible options that you do have as a US person. More and more are coming out, and I'm specializing in a lot of those things. So believe me when I tell you that you do have options out there. You just have to talk to the right people. So thank you for watching. I hope you found it helpful. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to contact me. I'll leave my information on the screen and in the description below, and I hope to see you again.